Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Genie the Great back for another Ride With Me Wednesday. So it's actually pretty late right now. I'm recording with an external mic, which I've only done one other time. But my mom is asleep downstairs, and I'm just trying not to wake her up, so I'm trying to speak pretty quietly. So hopefully the mic is helping out and picking up the audio a little bit better than my phone would. And I also have the light on my camera, so it's probably reflecting pretty bad off my glasses. But yeah, I just want to write a little bit. I did have a day off today, but it was spent pretty much relaxing with my mom because her and I never have the same days off. So I kind of want to take advantage of that. And yeah, I've just been working a lot lately. I'm going to go ahead and get to writing though. I think all I want to do in this video is just talk to you guys, but I'm going to do that while I write. And I'm still working on chapter 5 of the second draft of the novel. So yeah, if I am looking this way, it's because I'm looking at my computer and I'm typing. So in between typing, I'm going to try to just talk to you guys and update you guys on what's been going on. So yeah, I'm just going to get into it now though. So yeah, I haven't actually written since the last Ride With Me Wednesday because I've just been so busy, and I've said that in every single video, I know, but it really is true. Like, when I go to work, I work for at least 9 hours at a time, and as of lately, I've been working at least 10 hours a day, and I haven't gotten a lot of days off because we're really short-handed, and I just keep going in to cover more shifts. So I've been working, you know, days and days and days without a day off, and those are like 10-hour days, which I love it. I mean, I'm not complaining at all. I love going in and I love working, and I would rather go to work than sit at home here anyway, so, but it's just, it doesn't leave that much time for writing, and I work so far away that there and back is about an hour and a half, so then working 10 hours plus another hour and a half, well, that's 11 right there, and then the time it takes in the morning to get ready for work is another hour and a half, 2 hours, and before I know it, the whole day is literally gone. I wake up, get ready for work, go to work all day, and then come home and just maybe eat a little bit of food and go to sleep. And like I said, I enjoy it, I'm not complaining, but I don't get a lot of writing done, and I'm trying to prioritize and just make sure I'm not wasting time. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's pretty late. I just want to go to sleep. But I haven't written, so I need to write. And I don't know, it's just been crazy. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoy it though, and I'm so lucky to work with the people I work with and to have the job I have. I've had a job since I was 12 years old. I started babysitting my neighbors when I was 12 and did that all the way up until I graduated high school. During high school, I had one job, like a legitimate job, I guess you could say. I worked fast food for just a little bit, then got fired. And since graduating high school, I've had jobs always at college. I've had jobs, sometimes 2 jobs at a time. And then in between the semesters, I've worked retail since high school. And I've never, before now, I've never had a job I've been good at, except for babysitting. I was pretty good at babysitting, and, you know, that was more like, that was less like a job, I guess. But as far as, like, actual jobs go, I've never had one where I've, like, really succeeded and felt accepted by my coworkers or the people I work for. And here where I work now, the managers love me, the coworkers love me, I made some amazing friends. And it's just crazy because I've never been so accepted at a workplace before, and I've never done well. And I've gotten awards. I've been recognized for doing good work where I'm at now. And it's just an insane feeling to think about how hated I've been by my managers in the past. And now thinking like my manager I work for now is a good friend of mine, and we hang out outside of work, and it's just crazy that it seems unreal that this is even possible, that people could like me so much and that I could be doing so well. And so, you know, I guess to a lot of people it seems stupid. I'm working retail with a degree in mathematics and working 10-hour days and working far away from where I work or where I live. And it just, I guess to a lot of people it might seem miserable, but to me, I love every single day. I love it every single day of it. And of course, there's bad things. Like sometimes customers are shitty and I have to deal with thieves a lot. I work in a pretty bad neighborhood, so I have to deal with a lot of thieves, which is tough, but also it makes the day exciting. But yeah, it's just, it's crazy. In the store that I worked out before before I got this job, it was the same company but a different location, and it was actually really close to my house. But I mean, I made some friends there, but I didn't feel like the management really liked me, and no one really recognized me for any good work I did. And so I had my friends that I worked with and I enjoyed working with, but other than that, I just wasn't really happy there. And I had this one manager I really, really did not get along with, and he made my days miserable. He would just, I don't know. He just made me miserable, and I would have so much anxiety before I would go to work. And that's why I transferred to the store that I work at now, which is pretty far away from where I live. And the only reason I did that was because I didn't want to go work for that manager again, because he just made me, it just made the experience so awful. And I got hired at the place I work now, and I was given a training packet, and on this packet it had all the managers' names on it, and his name was on it. And little did I know that he had transferred to that store. And when I read that, when I just got hired, just before I started working, when I just got hired, was handed that packet with his name on it, every single thing in my body just felt crushed. I felt so sad, felt so scared. And like all the anxiety that I had from the summer before working for him just came back, and instantly I just thought, I just made an awful decision by taking this job. This is going to be terrible. I'm going to be miserable again. Everyone's going to hate me. And now that same manager is a good friend of mine, and last night I don't know if I think he's changed a little bit, but I also just kind of entered that situation with an open mind, and we've become really good friends. And last night he and I closed the store together, and we were there until after 11 o'clock at night by ourselves with no one else in the store. And we had to walk the store, make sure everything was locked up and all that bullshit. Really, I just had to be there to supervise him. It's the safety concern, so he doesn't like steal money or something like that. But you know, and he had to do all the manager stuff. But for an hour, it was just the two of us and walking around the entire store, and we just talked the whole time. And I just kept thinking, I can't believe this is the same guy that I hated so much. And when I found out he was working there, I wanted to die. I was so scared. And now, from that feeling until last night, just hanging out with a friend, that's what it felt like. And just laughing with each other, making each other laugh, telling jokes, telling stories, sharing parts of our lives, just talking about how we grew up. It was crazy. And I just want to tell you guys that to explain that, like, positive mindsets and open mindsets really change your life. And if I kept that hatred in my heart going into this new job, I wouldn't have that friendship and I wouldn't have that experience. And I feel like the whole experience of working where I work now would be a lot worse. But I'm so glad that I work with him and I work with everyone that I work with. But I think my mom woke up. I'm trying to be really quiet. I just heard her walking around, so I'm gonna write and stay quiet for a little bit. Speaking of work, I work at a hardware store, pretty big chain in the US. And for those of you who don't know, I think most of my viewers are inside the US, so obviously you know about all the hurricanes that have been going on. But to any of you who don't, there are tons of hurricanes about to hit the southern east coast of the United States in the Florida region, going up through Georgia and Alabama. I live in Tennessee, so we won't get the brunt of the storm, but we will absolutely get a lot of rain and flooding. And when Harvey hit, I think we didn't think we were going to get anything other than rain, but we got some pretty bad flooding, and it was enough to have a lot of roads closed, and it actually made me very late to work one day. But it was enough to really impact people's day-to-day routine of going to work. And at work, people were buying our shop vacs and buckets and things like that because their houses had flooded. And so it was kind of like sad to see that, but you know, it wasn't that severe, you know, it wasn't a disaster by any means. So with these stronger hurricanes on their way, we've been selling a lot of sand and brick and rocks and things like that to build barriers and walls against flooding. And this is only for people who live kind of lower, maybe on the bottom of a hill, and they're just trying to prevent their house from flooding. And really that's about the extent that Tennessee is going to see, is just flooding. But it's crazy because I saw some footage of a store within our company located in Florida, in Tampa, Florida, or Clearwater, one of those. And I just saw a video, and someone had gone in there to buy some wood to board up their windows of their house. And looking in that store, their whole aisle full of wood was completely empty. And there was just person after person after person loading up carts with any kind of wood they could find to board up their windows. And it just blew me away, because last night we were so slow that my coworkers and I were just goofing off and playing around all night because we didn't have anything better to do. And all of our wood is still there. No one's boarding up their windows because it's not going to be that bad for us. They're just buying sand and rocks and things like that to help with flooding a little bit. And it's just like kind of changed my perspective really fast. Like, people are losing their houses. They're about to lose their houses, and it's currently Sunday night, so the storm is really hitting right now, and it's just going to get worse in the next couple days and then go away. But people are preparing to lose their like whole livelihood. And now here I am just at work goofing off because it's late and no one's shopping, and it just really made me thankful for the fact that I don't live in Florida, but I do have family in Florida, and I know people in Florida, and you know, they're kind of preparing for the storm. It's crazy how, like, you get so used to living one way that it completely blocks out any other kind of lifestyle that could possibly exist. I was speaking to a customer one day, and he told me that when he was my age, or maybe a little younger, him and his friends all ran away from home and kind of started traveling around the world. And they did this because they were kind of rebelling. But through this, they traveled all around the world, and they traveled through Africa and Zimbabwe. And he told me that when he was in Zimbabwe, there was a pile of trash, like bigger than the entire store that we were standing in, which is a huge chain supermarket store of like a hardware store. So it's a big building. And he said there was a garbage pile as big as the store. And on top of this, there was a young child, a young boy. And he was completely naked, and his umbilical cord was hanging down because no one had bothered to cut it. They just kind of like separated it. And there were flies and bugs all over him, and he was sitting on that pile of trash dying. This little boy. And he was watching this happen, and no one in Zimbabwe cared because there were so many other people dying that he was just another one. And I think, like, if you saw that in America, anywhere in America, even the bad parts of America, we would be outraged. We'd be like, this little boy's dying, covered in bugs and just decaying. But it was so normal. There were so many people like that in Zimbabwe at that time that it was just another one. Just another one. And they said, yeah, I was really happy to get back home to the house that I ran away from. And that just blew me away because, like, here we are And I think everyone does this. It's inevitable. It's human nature to say, oh, I want this, or I want to be here, or I don't want this life. And you just kind of, the grass is always greener on the other side. You always want something else. And then he said, like, even our prisons here have beds and running water and television and food, whereas the best places in some countries might have enough food for people to eat, and that's it. And it's just crazy, crazy to think about. But yeah, I was just kind of thinking about that with the hurricane that's going on, that here I am goofing off, you know, playing around with my coworkers, and then people who work in the exact same store that I work in are running out of things to sell people to hopefully save their houses from complete destruction. I know it's kind of a depressing note, but that just popped into my head, so I thought I would share it with you guys. But all I'm doing on this novel is just rewriting what I've already written in the first draft. The part of this chapter that I wanted to change, I've already finished changing it, so now I'm just kind of typing it back up and filling it out to finish the chapter out. But this part, I'm pretty happy with how it came out in the first draft, so I'm just kind of not so much like not copy and pasting it or writing it word for word, but just kind of rewriting what I've already written. And I'm trying to remember what I want to put in the chapter, but not completely like writing word for word and copying it, because I do want it to be different. And I think with practice, if you do something over and over, you just get better and better at it. Like recording videos, for instance. There's videos that I've recorded 6 or 7 times because something kept going wrong, either with the audio or the video or the lighting, something like that, or I just stumbled a lot and couldn't really get my words out. So I would stop, record it again. The lighting was bad. Record it again. The audio was bad. Record it again. It was out of focus. Record it again. I didn't like what I said. Record it again. Record it again. Record it again. And by that last time, there was definitely no stumbling on my words. I was like, everything came out completely smoothly. As far as, you know, my speech goes and my attitude and my camera presence, I guess you could say. But I don't know, like anything in life, you keep doing it, you keep doing it, you keep doing it, you're gonna get better and better. So that's kind of the mindset I'm going into this second draft with, is that I'm just gonna rewrite it. I don't want to copy and paste it. I just want to rewrite it again, because then it's gonna be better. And then I'll do that again for the next draft, and then the next draft, until I have what I believe is the best draft that I can make without an editor. And then I'll send it to an editor. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, just, I'm not trying to rush anything or get this done in a certain amount of time. I have no deadlines to meet because I'm not answering to anybody. So I'm just going to rewrite it again and again and again until I have what I think is my best, to my best ability, what I can write. And I definitely like my first draft, but there's major improvements that need to be made. Not even as far as like the content, just like my style of writing needs to improve. And I think it's kind of immature right now, and I want to be a little bit more sophisticated. So I think the more I do this, the more that's going to happen. It's crazy how much you can get done when you just kind of decide to work. There's been days where I just sit at this computer screen and just stare at it and watch the cursor blink and blink and blink and blink, and in a couple hours I'll maybe have like a paragraph, 2 paragraphs written. And now it's been about 30 minutes and I have 2 pages written. Just because I'm like, oh, I really want to write right now. And I really need to write right now because I'm not going to have a day off for several days. And I know I'm not going to get it done, and I need to post a video Wednesday, and I need to post a video Monday. And that's why I really like YouTube. It's really, really holding me accountable, because there's been so many times where I just have put off writing all week, and then Sunday night happens and I'm like, well, I have an update video to post tomorrow, but I haven't worked at all and I have nothing to update on, so I have to get work done so that I at least have something to say in the update video. And that's kind of what's happening now. my own shadow just scared the absolute shit out of me. But that's kind of what's going on now. I just haven't written really since the last Write With Me Wednesday, so I'm like, fuck, well, I gotta record a Monday video tomorrow, and I don't have anything added, so I'm just trying to bust this out and get as much done as I can before I just completely fall asleep. And also recording. Not the best conditions to record in because I have to be quiet, it's dark, and I'm just in the same fucking room that I am in every single video, and I promise you guys, I want to change it up and record other places, because I think it does get kind of old, the same setup I have, but I just don't have time to go out anywhere else and write, because there's nowhere open this late, and I wouldn't really want to leave the house this late, so I'm stuck in the room, but I think it's alright, because I've seen people make videos in the same spot over and over, and as long as the content's good, I'm enjoying it, so hopefully I'm trying to do something different with this video. I know this is like unlike any of my other videos, but I think this is really what I wanted Write With Me Wednesday to be, which is like really fucking candid, and whatever comes into my mind ends up in the video, and whatever comes to my mouth, I say it, and if something is related to writing that I think about, I want to share that with you guys, but also just kind of share my thoughts while writing. And I know some people might not like this, it's just me talking, but I mean, I don't want to do music montages every single Wednesday. I definitely want to keep doing that because that helps me learn how to edit better and be kind of creative, and I love doing that. But I also want just some real down-to-earth, candid videos while I'm writing, and that's what this one is. So let me know if you like it. Hopefully it's not too boring. Hopefully you guys are still awake and still enjoying. But yeah, if anything I've said has kind of sparked any conversation in your mind, drop it down in the comments below if you have anything to say about any of the topics I've spoke about. But I'm gonna write a little bit more and then probably wrap this up pretty soon. For someone who wants to be a writer, I'm really bad at typing. Like, sometimes there's video in some of the Write With Me Wednesdays where you could tell, like, I'll write 4 letters and have to backspace because I typed the wrong letter, and then I'll write 3 words and have to delete something, and then it's just like, it's so bad. Like, I end up deleting so much because I just hit the wrong buttons, and everything. There's so many typos and so many misspelled words that pop up, and I think sometimes I just wait until I write a lot and then I'll go back and fix every single one of those. I think that helps the flow a lot better than deleting every single mistake while it happens. But I just think that's kind of funny because I'm a really bad typer, and I always have been since like elementary school. Alright, so I think I'm gonna finish writing for tonight. I'm not quite done with that chapter, but hopefully I can finish it tomorrow. I just finished what I think is a really uplifting scene in the novel. Really kind of lighthearted scene, not too emotional or anything, just a really good vibes scene. And you definitely have to have good and bad to write a realistic story. And I really just, through this whole process of writing a novel, the whole obstacle, the whole goal is to appeal to the human in everyone. And if you can really strike that and grab that, then the reader will just want to keep reading and reading and reading, and then when they finish, they'll want to read more of your work, and it becomes something special if you can get that human element in your work. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm writing about kids. That's the scene I just finished, was about some kids playing a game, and I'm really just trying to I really am just trying to get that human, and I'm trying to remember my own childhood and those moments and what made them what they were, and like the key elements that made them good and the key elements that made them childhood, other than obviously the fact that there were children involved. But if I were to do the same things now that I did as a kid, it would be different. And I'm trying to discern why that is. Like, what makes it a certain type of way when you're a kid, and what makes it a certain type of way when you're an adult. And a lot of that is your mindset and your experiences and the things you've seen and the things that have happened in your life to make you who you are. And that changes your perspective on the world. So I'm writing from both a child's standpoint of their viewpoint and also an adult's viewpoint. So it's alternating every chapter. And it's really fun because I'm trying to change my own perspective when I'm writing each chapter. And when I'm writing the one that I just wrote, it's from the child's perspective. I'm in that mindset of like more optimistic and innocent, but also she's just at the age where she's kind of coming to terms with the way things are in life. And she's really struggling with some adult issues. And I'm trying to like put myself in that mindset. And then when I write from the adult's perspective, it's completely flipping that, where it's territorial, it's protective, it's hardened, it's jaded. And I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I hope I can capture that. And I'm gonna keep writing over and over until I get that. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I'm sorry if this is kind of a weird video. I think I just heard my mom again, and I'm really trying to talk quietly. But I really hope the audio is picking up, the mic is picking up the audio. Yeah, I guess that's all I really have to say. It's just like, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to be real with you guys and be candid with you guys and let you know some of the things that's going on in my life and some of the thoughts that I've had in my head. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week for the next Write With Me Wednesday. I just filmed the Saturday video. I filmed that right before this, and it's short, but I like the way it came out. I'm trying some new stuff, so I hope you guys enjoy that. There's this one clip. I'll end this on a funny note before I end the video. There's one clip in the speed art that I just filmed that's going up Saturday, where you can see another camera recording, but that footage actually never makes it into the video. Like, that angle where the camera's recording, like, that footage is never used, because I recorded this whole like 40-minute drawing, and then I pick up that camera and I'm like doing all these cool shots, and in the clip you can see me taking that camera and like trying to make cool shots of the drawing. But the thing was, like, I wasn't recording on that camera. So I just have this whole camera set up, and then I'm like moving around trying to get these cool shots, and then the other camera is recording that. And you can tell, like, it's not even recording. And I didn't realize that until I went to put it on my computer, and I'm like, where the fuck is the file? And then I remembered when I pressed stop recording, it recorded, and then I pressed stop again. I was like, oh, that was weird. Why did it start recording? And it didn't click that, oh, it's because I didn't press record the first fucking time. And yeah, I don't know. I could have gotten real mad at that, but I thought it was hilarious, because at least I had the second recording. But I just, I don't know. I thought that was funny that you could definitely see that in the video. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys want to see in this series. I definitely want Write With Me Wednesday to be more interactive and more kind of viewer suggestions and stuff like that. So let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know how you're liking these videos and how your life is going. So yeah, hit me up in the comments below, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay motivated, stay inspired, and stay happy. See you guys.